Hi there, today I'm going to review several factors to consider when purchasing a home. Some of the topics we'll discuss include understanding your local market, determining your criteria, financing and upfront costs, house shopping tips, contracts, inspections and appraisals, how to work with your realtor, FSBOs and builders, and much more. I'm Kelsey Mansbray, your local real estate agent in the Mid-South Memphis, Tennessee. Statistics show that people generally buy homes typically every 7 years or so. So now we're going to talk about the benefits of buyer agency and why it's so important. 100% of my clients choose buyer agency. Why? Well, they realize the ease of working with one agent, and no one should buy a home or sell a home by themselves or on their own. In this market in 2023, the average list price is 98%. Meaning buyers can expect to pay a minimum of 98% of the price the seller is promoting. It's also called the list price that you see in marketing. And we'll talk a little bit about that further in other videos. Because I work with buyers, I'm able to view hundreds of properties in the most desirable areas. Plus, my team consists of 50 or so agents, and they are also all eyes and ears across the Mid-South and the city of Memphis. One other thing to keep in mind is by working with a realtor like myself, I can respond to your inquiries in detail when you become my client. I'm vague with customers and the general public, and I can elaborate on discussion points with clients. I tailor my services according to each client's needs and respond in a manner so they can make the most informed and best decision for themselves regarding the home buying and or selling process. So next up, we're going to talk about understanding the market and the differences between a salesperson and a consultant. A salesperson basically makes recommendations on the product, the house, and they make the sale. A consultant offers expertise and advises clients on solutions so clients can make informed and better decisions. I'm here to be your consultant, your negotiator. I'm here to be your guide. I'm genuine and I care about my clients' success in reaching their real estate goals with the home buying process, making sure that it's smooth and stress-free. So right now we're in a seller's market. A seller's market is when there's an overabundance of buyers. A buyer's market is when there is an overabundance of homes on the market. This allows us a better opportunity to strategize and position you to get the home you desire. In a seller's market, you'll see buyers making less requests, less contingencies on offers, so to improve their chances of obtaining a particular home because there's more competition, right? This slide here describes how we, the Morrow Group Realtors, stack up against the average realtor in Memphis, Tennessee. The bottom line, we sell more houses and we sell them faster and we sell them at 98% or above list price, thus netting our buyer clients more. The average list price to sales price ratio. So we're going to talk a little bit about the market condition and inventory, a little bit what we discussed previously, but more details in here. So the average list price to sales price is about 98%. Now that translates to you in terms of how we submit offers. That's why that's important to know. If 98% of the properties are listed and sold in that manner, we should submit offers at or above 98% of the price you see online. The property listing inventory or the amount of housing options is down about 37%. So when the inventory is low, of course, you know that demand increases, so do the prices along with it. So don't be surprised if you see offers that are tens of thousands of dollars above the list price. Don't let that scare you. We can also negotiate in certain ways to ultimately make sure that you net the amount of price that you're looking for. So to be competitive in this market, you need to be considered a serious contender to a seller and or a listing agent also. Getting a pre-approval letter from the lender is the primary way. Or if you are paying cash, a proof of funds would suffice. Or a commitment letter from your private lender would also be adequate. Getting pre-approved can save you money. For instance, you might desire to delay your mortgage payments. Understand what needs to be negotiated with the seller due to personal circumstances and goals in achieving a home. Or you may need to roll closing expenses into your monthly mortgage payments. Strategizing and knowing how to prepare to buy a home is essential and could potentially help save you upfront costs, including down payment and or closing assistance. So that's very important, especially if you are a first-time home buyer. There are a multitude of programs depending on also your career. Like if you're a first responder or an educator, for instance, there are first-time home buyer programs just for you. And then also, if you're a veteran, there are first-time home buyer programs for you. Also in this market, it's so important because I'd be upset if you found a home that you love and you're upset and you're unable to get the home because you're unprepared and the other individuals competing for the house are. So getting a pre-approval letter is very important. I'm genuine, I care, I want you to succeed. So this is the first step. Is getting a pre-approval letter or proof of funds or a letter commitment from your private lender to move forward. I want you to have the confidence to move forward when you're home shopping, to know what you're shopping for. In fact, one of my clients today said she doesn't want to start shopping and fall in love with a house until she knows what she can qualify for from her lender. And I told her that was so smart for her to have the audacity to want to get qualified. And I was proud of her, and I can't wait to begin the home shopping process with her. And that's what I want to do. I want to help you also set yourself up for success. All right. So one of the big questions that buyers want to know is, how do I get paid? How does the realtor get compensated for their time? All of my fees are paid by the seller. It's one of the less concerns that you will have because you have so many other things to be concerned about in terms of down payment, closing costs, and so many other fees that we're going to talk about. All brokers have access to the same information, the realtor database, and the ML, or also called the multiple listing service, MLS. The biggest difference in brokers is the speed they can get you the information. Again, I mentioned to you that there's like 50 or more agents on my team. And so we have eyes and ears all over the city, and we talk on a daily basis about what's happening in the market. Let's talk a little bit about house shopping and transition there. So if you desire to check out FSBOs, great. That's a great opportunity for you to find other properties with likely less competition. You may not see as many multiple offers on these particular properties, so this is a great way for you to look for other homes. Keep in mind, when I'm your realtor, please let me know that you're getting ready to go to a FSBO so I can be available. Just note that there is a variance or difference when working with an attorney versus a real estate agent. One, you get the specialized knowledge of the market, and then also the attorneys, they charge by the hour. They handle contracts. You would be responsible for paying the attorney fees or negotiating that. You would be responsible for negotiating that with the seller. With the builders, if you're interested in new home construction, no problem. New construction seems to be priced at approximately about $460,000 here in the market. That's about on average and above. The main point here is to realize that the builder's real estate agent represents the builder. They are very friendly, but I just want to make that clear who their exclusivity and attention and interest they are representing. You need your own representation, and hopefully you'll decide to work with me to help you get through that particular process in working with a builder and the builder's agent or real estate agent that they have. Then also typically builders would have several packages for you to choose from in terms of the features, the design, and the architectural design of the product. They'll have 3 packages or more maybe. And then as your realtor, I can help you negotiate additional features that might not be included in the packages that the builder offers. The average buyer typically looks at about 5 homes before deciding on the right one. Sometimes it can be less and sometimes it can be more. The most important key to finding the right home quickly is your feedback. And so providing me with adequate information about your move helps me to be a better realtor for you. And right now we're going to talk about earnest money. The earnest money typically goes towards your purchase price. Just keep in mind, it's very important. The typical amount is about 1% of the total price, the total purchase price. However, here locally in the Memphis market, it can range anywhere from $500, depending on the price of the home, or up to $1,000. Just note that if you default on the contract and decide to back out after the inspection period or do not meet the expectations of the contract, you forfeit the earnest money to the seller for their time and expenses for placing the property off the market. For a smoother transaction, I will work with you to make sure that we are meeting all of the timelines and dates according to the contract specifications. And then also for a smoother transaction, please have your monies ready the day you sign the contract so that you can get inspections completed as soon as possible, and also so you can have inspections completed before the appraisal. But typically, earnest money is expected to be deposited into the seller's earnest money holder's account within 2 days after the contract has been signed off and accepted by the buyer and the seller. Here is a list of other upfront costs and considerations. We've already talked about the earnest money deposit, and then also you have the down payment fees, which your realtor will talk with you about. Hopefully, if you're a first-time home buyer, you also qualify for down payment and or closing cost assistance, but that is something that will need to be paid by the buyer or through the lending program that you choose. Now we're going to get into inspections. Just note that the inspection is for major items, okay? It's not for cosmetic items like painting the carpets, make your house perfect. It's basically to help you protect your investment, to let you know how the property is functioning, what repairs may be needed, when they may be needed. That's basically what the inspection is for. And your inspector will typically have you attend the inspection, the entire inspection or partial, whichever one you all decide. But regardless, you do need to be in the inspection so you can learn about your property and what to anticipate moving forward. The fee for the inspection is typically $100 or $200 to $600, depending on the inspector and depending on the price of the home itself. The day you sign the contract, within a couple of days, you need to drop off the earnest money at the earnest money holder the seller selects. So we've already talked about that. And then also, while you're on site meeting with the home inspector, our preferred office inspector typically will have you provide the payment on site then. I'll coordinate all of that for you unless you have someone that you would specifically like to work with in terms of a home inspector. If you have a termite inspector, also, if you decide that you have someone that you will want to work with, then of course I would ask you to coordinate working with the termite inspector in which you have a relationship with. All right, so moving along, we're going to talk about now the purchase contract. There's another tip that I like to share with you. Generally, we have 30 days to close, okay? During that time frame, we'll submit earnest money to the title company to hold. We'll schedule and attend inspections, review the reports from the inspectors, request repairs, especially those that are specifically required by the lender before you can move into the property, and we'll negotiate with the seller. The seller will complete the agreed upon repairs or provide you with a credit so you can get the repairs done to your liking. Is typically what's advised. However, we can also make other adjustments depending on what your needs are. And then we complete your loan application. The next step after you complete your loan application and go through the process of negotiating repairs through the inspection, your lender will order the appraisal, which they will contact you and collect the payments for the appraisal. Once the appraisal is completed, typically that's about a week or two time frame. Once the appraisal is completed, your lender will review it. They will let you and your realtor, myself, know if the appraisal was satisfactorily completed, and then you can move forward. Or your lender will reach out and say there are repairs that are needed before the lender will grant your request for a loan. Now we're going to talk about appraising your new home. So the cost is typically $500 and it's paid by the buyer. Just know the best part about getting an appraisal is that you won't overpay for the property. You'll know exactly how much the market will value the property, and how much you should be paying in terms of the property's value according to the appraiser. And then that's typically paid at the beginning. It's one of those upfront costs that we talked about in another video, but your lender will connect with you and let you know when the appraisal fee can be expected. This is for the average price home, so make sure that you confirm the amount in terms of the appraisal fee with your lender. So now we're going to talk about loan approval. Yay, you can celebrate the full loan commitment and you can move forward and purchase your home. I know that's a big deal for some families, being able to move into the home that they saved up for and planned for over the course of several months. And so I'm glad and excited for you, and I'm here to help you through the process. If you purchase or make a major purchase like a boat, you decide to purchase furniture, or if you buy a new car, those types of major purchases can impact your debt to income ratio. And ultimately they can also impact your loan approval. I typically advise my clients is wait until after your loan approval and you purchase your home to make any major purchases. Wait till you purchase your home, or ask your lender when you can make these extra purchases, because they will confirm the information that you have provided to them prior to actually lending you the finances to make the home purchase. And then you can celebrate. You can celebrate and have a housewarming, or just enjoy time spent making memories in your new home. So I want you to achieve your goals, and by being your realtor, I'm sharing these tips with you. All right, so you get to the closing table. All of your time and efforts have paid off. Make sure that you bring a cashier's check to closing. That's very important. Keep that in mind. Your closing representative will let you know what types of payment is acceptable, but make sure you confirm that. And then also bring your driver's license or official photo ID. Keep in mind that you are always working with a specialist. I'm here to support you through the process. And I mentioned a little bit about my background in the videos. But I have the knowledge, the availability, the communication. Lastly, just know that there are many people working alongside me to support you on your transaction, primarily the transaction coordinators I talked about. But there are a multitude of people working to get you to your destination and help you meet your goals. Hopefully, I meet your expectations, because this is the end of the video. With that said, the lifeblood of my business is referrals. Who do you know that's looking to move? Could be a team member at your job. You may have friends that are talking about expanding their family. Maybe you're in graduate school. Maybe you're in undergrad. All right, well, you have a great day, and thank you again for listening to the videos. I'm Kelsey Mansoray. You can reach me at Kelsey, Kelsie, at marogrp.com. My phone number is 901-451-8089, and you can also reach me on Facebook and LinkedIn.